This episode of High Press is brought to you by Manscaped. The best in men's below the waist grooming. Products are precision engineered tools for your family jewel. Manscaped's performance package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide. Trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer. 20% off and free worldwide shipping. Code HIGHPRESS, manscaped.com. My maths is correct. It's about 8 million balls.
What's up? Thanks, brother, for having me. Okay. Hey, I don't know now with COVID how we do it.
You never know. Reed, bro, I'm just happy that you're here on this platform. You know, we built this platform for the players. You know, we're tired of allowing the media to write our own narratives and write certain things about us and people saying things about us, you know, that we have no control over. You know what I mean? And I think Prince can validate that. And you know, he's someone that's always supported me over social media and been there through my highs and my lows as well, you know.
Yeah.
I was speaking to VIWE, the creative director of 21, and he was saying, he reminded me of a story. And this must have been like, I must have been about 13 or 14 years old, right? And I remember I came to Joburg, and I remember I didn't really have a chance in the academies, like I wasn't making it, like clubs were saying no.
Where you originally from? Like
from South Africa, but I grew up.
Where like Cape Town?
Cape Town, yeah. So when we moved up to Joburg, I remember, you know, sitting down on YouTube and I would put like stuff on, and I remember I was following Nike Academy that time. Yeah. And then I saw this one South African guy there, and that brought some hope to me.
For sure.
You know, I remember watching a specific video of you guys playing against Inter Milan, and there's changing room footage of you guys sitting there, and I remember thinking, how the hell do I get myself in the doors like you did there?
Sure.
You know? And, you know, I was thinking back at how me and VIWE, we used to sit every night, we'd watch videos like on Nike Academy.
Yeah.
Because I remember they used to release stuff on YouTube.
Correct,
like every week, right?
It's like an episode.
And I used to watch their training stuff. I used to see the stuff you guys were wearing, like it was the freshest boots, like everything was top. And I would say 3 years later, 4 years later, I was sitting next to you at the Nike head office, and we were talking to the guys from Europe.
Crazy.
And maybe that's a story you don't know, and that's something I've never told you, no?
Yeah.
But that was the level of inspiration that you gave to me personally.
Sure.
As a person.
That's crazy.
And you mean a lot to so many kids, so many people, so many players. Mm-hmm. And I'll always remember that, and you'll always be that guy for us, because when I looked there and I said, okay, we've got one of our guys in Europe playing at the Nike Academy, getting to play against Inter Milan, and that inspired me to go to Nike Chance, to go to Nike Most Wanted. And I went there, and that eventually then led me to go sign for Chiefs, and now, you know.
And it also opened doors for Reyaad, right?
I won't lie to you, to be honest with you. Nike, it opened, I'll forever be, okay, I'm no longer with Nike now. But I'll forever be grateful to them for the opportunity and the door that they've opened, not just for me, but like for a lot of youngsters like yourself. And just the journey, it was a crazy journey. It was mad. It was like me playing for Wits. I was at Bad Boys at the time. And so Eric Tinker, I remember, he said to me, no, we're going to select 30 boys from around the country, and he was part of the Nike like coaches and that. And so it was a weekend, it was like a weekend trial. And from the 30 boys, they'd select 4 boys to now go to England.
Do you remember how many people were in the trial?
Well, I don't know from the country, because I know it was Joburg, Durban, and Cape Town.
I remember.
They select, right? So then from there, we had a weekend trial. So we'd come, all the 30 boys that they've selected, we had like a training camp almost. And from the training camp, out of the 30 boys, they'd select 4.
My God.
Yeah, and then the 4 would represent South Africa going to London, to the Nike Chance. So from there, I was part of the 4 that got selected. Went to England. Out of the ones that were selected, we met 96 other boys from all over the world.
I remember that, yeah.
And you still needed to go do another selection.
Guys from China, guys from everywhere. Yeah.
So I remember there was a goalkeeper from Australia, one from Chile. And I'm just thinking on the way there, I'm 19 years old. Yeah. And I'm like, this is like a dream come true. This is my second time. The first time I've been to London was with my school. Daniel Bennett, the referee, he organized because he was part of our school. So he organized us to go to England. So this was my second time. I'm alone. I'm with 3 other boys that are total strangers. Okay, we connecting obviously South African, we're against the rest of the world, you know. But it's every man for himself.
So was it 1 goalkeeper and 3 outfield players that they chose?
Okay. And I mean, to be a goalkeeper,
that's what I was gonna say.
It's very difficult.
Did you ever feel like it?
To be honest, that weekend was just something else. My confidence level was on another level. I don't know. It was just maybe God sending me a message.
For sure.
To be honest,
sometimes you just have that. Everything works for you.
Things just happen for you. Bro, it's like things just literally happen. From the 100, then they selected 8 boys, and I was part of that. And then, like the world was just my oyster, because then we had played friendly games against. So what the Nike Chance was basically a program for athletes to get a professional contract.
Okay.
And so we'd play a lot of friendly games against the top Nike teams, and that would obviously be then video, they video that. So Inter Milan, Arsenal, the top teams.
They go and pick.
And to be fair, like we could play against teams that could play. But like when we played against like your Division 1, your championship teams, we struggled. Like those teams were physical. And they like put balls into the box.
They did a lot of opportunities
like
to play.
100%. So, but just the journey, and like I said, Nike just opened that horizon and that door.
You guys were staying in St. George's Park? No?
No, we're actually staying at Loughborough University, which is like a sports university, the best in England.
So that was before St. George's Park, wasn't it? Before it was even built.
So what had happened, we were training basically with the athletes that were with the England, with Britain. So to just be in that presence, people like you coming from South Africa, you know nothing about training.
It must be overwhelming.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And I always say like the American mentality of like athletes that's if you look at LeBron James, Kevin Durant, all of them, that's basketball, but
spoke about that yesterday.
The sport in general, the way they think, they business minded. Everything for them it's business, And to be honest, like we starting from a minus as black and colored kids, because when we start making it now, we have to look after our families, we have to pay our moms. Now, you see, that's where we're starting off at a disadvantage. So that's the crazy thing is our journeys, sometimes it's different. I won't lie, every day, I'm so grateful, I'm so blessed, that God has given me this opportunity. I never ever take it for granted. Sometimes I sit down and I think, I'm so blessed. How many people would love to be in my position, And I try my level best. Sometimes, of course, you take things, we do take it for granted. And I'm guilty of that, where we misuse money.
But I mean, you learn, right?
You learn.
You have to learn.
You have to learn. Like you said, it's something I never had. So to get all of this, and you're like, how do I?
Some lessons are like first hand. You have to experience it.
Honestly, it's crazy. But that's the journey. We live and we learn.
And you've had a very good journey. You played overseas. You've played for 2 of the biggest teams in the country. You've played in CAF, you've played in the Soweto Derby, and you're only 30 years old? My God.
He has so many titles.
I was checking, I was like...
How many is it now, bro?
I was trying to calculate. I'm on easy 20.
My God.
20, and...
How much does Klompo have?
Sure.
No,
that
some
guy,
points.
he's the coach.
How much was that
Him
for?
and Dane played,
He is
I think.
insane.
Him and Dane?
I think Dane's on like 19 or something, you know, but
Yeah.
again, like having all of that and not like, it doesn't sit as nicely as having contributed playing a full season. Then it will,
It's different.
Brat will hit differently, you know.
But
But it's nice, of course, it's nice to have, to say, okay, I won the
I've
league,
been here,
but
I've been there, yeah.
to actually, it's out of my control. I come to training, I work.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. And also
and the people that I'm competing with is,
And only one of you can play.
you know, as a goalkeeper.
That's what I was gonna say. It's different as a goalkeeper.
It's very
not
different.
like us outfield players where you know, okay, you've got 11 spaces, 11
Yes.
positions on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
you can be slotted in or even come in.
Yeah, they can change your position. Maybe, I mean, if you're playing centre back,
Yeah.
they can put you at left back.
Sure.
If the guy's-
Exactly.
If you're a goalkeeper,
Like
they cannot.
he's a centre back. He
Yes,
can play
but
left
he
back.
can play left back.
So
yeah.
it's easy.
But the
But
goalkeeper, I mean, it can only be one
again,
person.
like I say, I'm so blessed, and I take all of my journeys,
So
my
true,
journey at Chiefs, having competed with Itumeleng Kune, Brilliant Kuzwayo, dream come true.
Yeah.
Living my dream, learning so much, went to Super Sport, competing with now the #1 goalkeeper in the country,
Yeah.
Ronwen Williams.
Yeah.
So it's been not the easiest of journeys. When you look from the outside, you're like, Reese won this. But when you see, as I look from myself, I'm like, it's been difficult, you know, it's been tough, it's not been easy, having to play second fiddle sometimes. Most of the time of my career, it's not easy and it doesn't sit nicely, you know.
nice,
But like when I look at myself, I'm like, but you've never missed training, you've never given them any excuses or reasons for them not to give you.
Exactly.
You know, for me, I look at it, I respect the game, and I feel like the game is respecting me, and that's how I look at it. If you respect the game,
It's
the
giving
game
you
will
your
look
flowers.
after you.
Yeah.
And if you take things for granted, if you're drinking, coming to training drunk, what you
expect.
reap what you sow. you
And that's
know
what I
I
was
mean?
gonna say is that Ree's got one of those elite mentalities that very few players in the PSL, very few players in South African football have. You know, I look at your work ethic over the last 3 years, since you've been posting more of your work. You know, obviously with Jean, your work with your other guy.
And just to like
Segue.
Like the crazy thing is this guy is what he is the guy that's talking about Jean, the trainer. He's the trainer.
Yeah.
I saw him start training and I was like,
he used to put out those videos. I
who's
remember.
this lighty posting videos? So that's when he caught my attention, and then I met him obviously at the Nike.
And it's like he used to post NBA level videos.
And I was like, nah man, who's this lighty? Young lighty playing for Chiefs, and then I was like, okay, now I see. And so, I started seeing the training of like taking your game to the next level. And then I saw Peter Shalulile. And I was like, what?
He's a workhorse, that guy.
Machine.
Remember him at the Fives during lockdown?
Brother.
How that guy was moving.
That guy is
He
like
played
else.
5 or 6 five-a-side games back to back.
My God.
Do you know how intense that is? You know what I mean?
And you know, Reyaad, this is like, it feels kind of insane to me because you've played with a bunch of OGs. You've played with guys like Shaba. You've played with guys like Trompo. But, I mean, a guy that inspired you is like somebody in
how crazy,
like,
brother.
Like that
you
tells
never
you,
know.
That tells you how much we need, you know, that type of content to like float around this like football.
No, it's important. It's important that we share everything.
Yeah.
I look at I've always said, like, I even spoke to you before I spoke to, you know, the guys, is that I'm always going to look at them. For example, so I want to be in his position in a year, 2 years, 3 years. You understand what I'm saying? I look at his story and I try to get my inspiration and turn it into my own thing. You know? I want all of us as athletes and as players to complement each other, not drag each other down.
100%.
We need to create that, like I said, this platform is to create athletic culture within the football. You know, we need to be business-minded athletes. We need to be athletes that work and look after ourselves, manage our brands, manage who we are as players. You know what I mean?
And Reyaad, you played overseas, right? You played in Ireland. You know, in reference to what we're speaking about now, like, are there any differences in terms of like mentality and like maybe lifestyle and how players behave that you experienced, you know, in Ireland compared to our guys in here?
To be honest with you, Ireland, I wouldn't say that much. The reason I say that is because, like, football in Ireland is not. It's not the biggest sport in Ireland. It's like one.
What's the biggest?
It's rugby.
It's rugby and Gaelic football.
Oh.
So they Gaelic football is like rugby and football mixed. I think that I've never watched a game.
So you can kick and catch.
Yeah, like you
catch.
can tackle and do other things like heavy.
That's like the when like soccer, our football.
Yeah.
Like in the maybe early 1900s. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Look,
Soccer came from that type of sport.
Could have been. I don't know, but I just know that Gaelic football is massive there. So, like for them, there was individuals that had. So some of my teammates had other jobs, you know. So
Wow.
so we would train in the morning and then they would go to work. So
Wow, were they not
That is
paid enough?
crazy.
it's no like.
What division was that? What division was that?
Played for Shamrock.
Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah.
The season before I joined them, they were in the Europa League. They were
And you're
in
telling
the
me
group
guys-
with Tottenham.
Yeah,
Guys
they-
were having jobs.
They're pretty formidable team.
I was earning 24,000 rand.
My God.
So
how old were you in
I was
1920?
I was 20 years old.
20, yeah.
So I mean, like, and I still had to send money home, mind you, that my mom had to I had to make sure that they still okay. Look,
Yeah.
it wasn't now because I still needed to pay for my apartment, food and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So it was difficult, and I'm like, it's tough here, you know.
Professionalism from like the club? Was it?
No, look,
top level?
it's like I say, football there is not the biggest, so you can't expect miracles. But I didn't know any
you did
better
not know
because
any better. You
I
must have
went
played,
from Bird Boys straight to the Nike Academy, but that's still an academy. Then you go to manhood where it's every man for himself with Shamrock Rovers where I'm all by myself in a country I know nothing about.
Did you maybe experience like the same type of thing that most of South African players experience, like the loneliness?
100%. I won't lie, if it wasn't for technology, Skype at the time, I don't think I would have survived. Honestly, I wouldn't have survived.
Do you think a lot of the footballers that go and then come back, they unfairly judged?
It's difficult because
I can imagine
Everyone's situation is different.
Everyone's different.
Yes,
I was
every
very
situation is
young. I
different.
was young. I was by myself.
Yeah.
I think when you have a family, look, obviously home is home.
Yeah.
I'm talking from my own personal experience.
Yeah.
If I had that opportunity at a later stage in my career, there's no way I'm coming back home now.
For sure.
Like, look at it
Me
now.
personally,
Yeah.
everyone's different. I can't talk for another person, but me personally, if I had that opportunity that I had in my, say, 25, 26, when I'm now maturing, becoming a proper man, I have a kid on the way,
kid,
you know,
a
so
wife.
I'm like, okay, life is changing. I look at life totally different now. So, like I say, if I had that opportunity now,
What was the support like that, sir?
yeah, exactly. The support
In Ireland.
look, Shamrock
have a
Rovers, because they were in the Europa League, it was one of the biggest teams in Ireland.
Yeah.
They were one of the biggest teams, but like stadiums would be like the stadium would have seating on the one side and on the other side, and then behind the goals there would be no support.
Isn't that better for you guys as keepers though?
You don't
have people throwing stuff at
You
you.
don't mind it, but obviously people are walking or whatever.
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm just saying, like it's not that big.
Yeah.
Like it's 10 times bigger here.
Okay.
10 times bigger here.
How do you spend your weekends down there? Okay, weekends normally are like match days, but on
Yeah.
days where you know.
I would honestly like the transportation system was quality there.
Top
So
notch.
it's like seven euros or what was it? Yeah, to go into the town center, and I'll just go learn just about the culture. I had a partner that side, and she taught me
nice.
everything.
Yeah.
And obviously we lost contact when I moved back and stuff.
Yeah.
But look, she had helped me along my journey there. So yeah,
That's what I was gonna say. Like, you know, sometimes I assume, you know, when you move as a South African player, even just any foreigner into a European country, the most important thing is to have someone there from your country,
Yes.
or to have someone there maybe from Africa,
Yeah.
maybe have someone there who understands your culture, but because then you guys can talk, you know, you have each other,
Yeah.
you know, and those type of things. Did you have people like that? Do you have teammates like that?
I didn't. Everyone there is from the
Irish.
Republic of Ireland or
Ireland,
from England, you
Yeah.
know. So luckily Nike also, Jonathan King that was with me, because he had got injured, they had said to him he can spend like a week there by me in Ireland, so they paid for his flights and whatever. So
nice.
I was fortunate to have that week with him. But after that, you're lonely again. So,
For you, you know, making that decision of, you know, now you're in Europe, and then, you know, Chiefs is interested in you. Was it like that?
Yeah.
When you were in Ireland, you came back directly and you went to Chiefs.
Yes.
Was that a hard decision to make?
No, not at all, because I knew that I wasn't going to stay there, because the coach that had brought me there is actually the coach of the Republic of
Stephen
Ireland
Kenny.
now. Yes.
Yeah.
So they had sacked him, and I knew if this guy goes,
He has your back.
he's the one that brought me there. And
Yes,
you know, it's sometimes to go for a coach, when a coach wants you, it's difficult, because when he gets the sacking, the next coach.
Life is difficult after that, bro.
It's difficult. So then I knew, okay, my time here is up, and I was coming home. And I trained with, no one knows, I trained with Pirates, Chiefs, and Wits, just because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, keep fit.
Yeah.
And Bobby, just before I'd left to the Nike chance, Bobby had said to me, like, we interested in you, Reiner Dinkelaka. He thinks very highly of you. So I was like, there's an opportunity, but never knew anything of us. And when I came back, Bobby was like, my man, come, we still interested, let's make it happen, what. And my life changed after that.
Yeah.
Then, like, to be coached by Reiner Dinkelaka, who was arguably the best goalkeeper coach.
A lot of people say.
That's what I was going to say. It talks so highly of him.
That guy,
so highly of him.
honestly, that guy.
But you guys had a squad.
Nah, we did.
I mean, every single goalkeeper in that team
Sure.
could have started.
Yeah.
But like my first season there, when I first got there, I was starstruck. Imagine
there was a lot of OGs.
Imagine it was Shaba, it was Jimmy Tau, it was Itu, it was Pagaka, it was Yeye, Masilela.
Yes.
Yo, bruh. At that time, the national team was just
filled with
Chiefs.
those guys. Yes.
So
yes.
I was
It was
like,
around the
wow.
time Baxter won 4 trophies.
Yeah,
right?
that time, Chiefs were
you won
dominating.
your first league title.
Yes.
Around that time.
Yes.
And you've got how many now? 5?
5, yeah.
My God.
Yeah. So, but like I said, it doesn't feel.
It doesn't feel, But that's impressive.
But you must understand.
I think for your position as a goalkeeper, that has to be impressive, because like there's a testament to like your quality, right? You went from Kaizer Chiefs and then you went to Supersport, but then from Supersport you went to Sundowns. There's not a lot of players that manage to get the move from a top team like Kaizer Chiefs, go a step down and be able to go back up. There's not a lot of people that do that.
To be fair, like Supersport, people look at it as a step. That also opened my eyes to a lot. I thought like moving to Supersport, I'm gonna play, and that just opened my eyes. That gave me a reality check quickly, because at the time, Ronwen was also in insane form, and he's been playing. So also to train with a guy like that,
what do you think? Do you think it deserves something better?
Who's this?
Ronwen.
I definitely. Ronza is world class.
He's our captain.
I mean, for what he's done for the national team, my goodness.
His game against France.
For him, oh my days.
His game against France.
Next level.
And the recent one.
Even against Morocco.
He was massive. He's got so good at like one-on-ones over the years.
His game has just went to another level.
Yeah.
But again, I say that comes with confidence, with game time. All of that things, like his confidence right now,
and he's had to compete with Kune, same as you.
Sure.
You know how massive that guy is.
Of course, to be alongside, like to train with Itu, Ronza, it's mind blowing.
It's mind blowing.
If I look, like like I said, like sometimes we take it for granted, and I've taken that for granted. If I look, the career Itu's had, my word, like that guy. There was one stage when he won goalkeeper of the season.
Yeah.
I was like, I just signed for Chiefs, and I'm like, is this like this is what
massive.
I have to like? When am I gonna get my chance? You know?
Yeah.
There's a time he was taking everything. You'd won goalkeeper of the season, player of the season, players player of the season, South Africa's sportsman of the year. Like he was massive.
Brother, and that was my first season for Chiefs. So just
imagine, at the time.
I'm like, that's the level.
This guy.
Like you just set the bar too high. Look and respect to him, bruh. Respect to him. But obviously, over the years, we're getting older, and as goalkeepers, they always say goalkeepers mature with age, you know. And even then, I got the chance to train with to play with the Africa's number one, Dennis Onyango. Oh my word, just that guy is also another monster.
Another monster.
You know, so it's been a difficult journey. But to learn and grow from these guys is
that's what I was gonna say. Like, for me, maybe mentality-wise, I always say, and I said it earlier, it's just like, for me, Reyaad is one of the top 5% of players in this league that have that mentality. I'm listening to everything he says.
Sure.
What are some of those things like that in those moments where you know, okay, maybe I haven't played 6 games in a row because Dennis is playing. What is that? What does that feel like? Because for me, we all know, people don't understand the challenges we go through as football players. I can only understand as an outfield player. I hate being on the bench. I don't want to play on the bench. If you're gonna put me on the bench, don't play me. Like,
sure.
I want to play.
A lot of people have that.
You know? For a keeper, I've never understood as a keeper how what it feels like for that. Like, do you ever get down on yourself? Do you ever feel like that? Because for me, when I see you were training, like just before I left Downs, like even the friendlies we were playing and you were there week in, week out, Reyaad always had a smile on his face. Always positive, always driving, always working hard, always, you know, when you was playing, I remember you was playing behind me, and I remember I was playing with the senior team, that friendly. I don't know who was playing next to me. I think Sugar was next to me. And then, we had some of the other younger guys in there. Reyaad is on my neck, and he's the same motivation that he has in those games is the motivation he carries into the PSL games. When I watch him on TV, it's the same thing. And that's my thing is, I see that elite mentality even when he's not, you know, when you're not playing, or you're sitting, you know, Dennis is playing or whatever, or Kennedy is playing or whatever. I see that elite mentality, and what for me, you know, I wonder for you as a keeper, how do you keep that drive and that motivation throughout the season?
So like I said to you, like when all of those obstacles and challenges, it's given me a reality check to open my eyes, you know, to say like, my friend, you're not the best. You need to work very hard. And if you work hard, it's not good enough. You have to work very hard. You have to work harder than your competition, you know. And when I was younger, my first season of Sundowns, that was it was difficult. I won't lie, under Coach Pieterse, that was so difficult. I hated football, literally hated football. I didn't want to go to training. I just felt like I wasn't learning, I wasn't getting it, and that was frustrating for me. Like I was, you know, in an environment at Supersport where I was always in the team, you know. Now you come to Sundowns, like when you guys travel, we travel with 3 goalkeepers, and it's like you're the third goalkeeper, and like you say, like you never want to be on the bench, you know. And I'm like, you know, if you're not going to use me, you know, that's my mentality. If you're not going to use me, don't take me as a third goalkeeper. You know, I'd rather be at home training, you know, to improve my skills so that I can put my hand up to say I want to be in the team. So, but also I've learned also, like, I can't be too hard on myself because I'm not playing as regular. So, like, enjoy it, learn. Don't be too hard on yourself. Obviously, like, I want to be the best. I push to be the best, but I've learned that, like, the more like hard I am on myself, I'm just killing myself. Because now every mistake I'm making, It's playing over and over in my head, and I'm like, like it's taking me 3-4 days to get over a mistake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no man, I need to get over. And then I start watching now the guys, the E2s, the Ronwens, the Dennis Onyangos, the Kennedy Mwini, and I see like, okay, they've made a mistake in the game, the previous game. The next day they come into training and it's like nothing happened. And it's like, it takes me 3-4 days. These guys, back next day, let's go.
But that's what I was gonna say. Is those guys, yes, they're the legends in our league, right?
Yeah.
I respect them with everything. But for me, Ree's time is here and it's coming. You understand what I'm saying? I feel that
you have another massive season ahead of you.
I receive thanks boys, and likewise for yourself. But your journey is never over, brother. It's like no one should write anybody else's journey. You're the only one that can do that. And something that has also helped me grow and learn is I look at myself, but I never ever try and compete with the next person. I'm only in competition with myself.
For sure.
The reason I say that is because if I look at someone else's journey and I try and say like, but this guy he's 23 and he achieved this. He's 24 and he achieved this. Now you up against that, and you like, okay, it's not a bad thing to have, because now you're setting goals for yourself. But it's like now your journey, maybe at 24 you reach 24. Hey, it didn't now happen to the guy that you were looking at journey. Now you start killing yourself. Now your focus is from 100%, it goes to 80%. You know what I mean?
You're right, Ray. I think also just like in football, especially Prince. I believe that people put unrealistic timelines on when things should occur, when you should be achieving certain things. You know, in Europe, a lot of players get their promotion at 18, 19 from the academies to go up. A lot of players only start pushing 23, 24. And we need to understand these timelines are different for every player individually.
100%.
Not every guy at 18 is ready to compete. Not a guy at 24 sometimes is ready to compete.
Exactly.
It's all about preparation, physical preparation, tactics, understanding of the game.
And even like the mistake we have in this country is saying like people that are older, you know, of like the 32s, 33s, then they giving players 1 year contracts. Like at that time, you in your peak, you maturing, you know. Brother, if you look at Temba's one now, untouchable. That guy, for me, that guy is the best player in the league.
He's been for me for like a while now.
Consistency.
For me, he's been for a while.
For me, like it's frustrating, and me getting to that age now, you know, to speak, like it's like how do you give someone a 1 year contract when you know this guy can offer you so much? You know what I mean? And now you see why players are moving around. We all want security. We want that stability. Now we have families. Our kids are starting to go into school. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things like that people need to take into consideration, and the decisions we as footballers make. Our career spans is not so long, so we need to make we need to make decisions that make sense for us, longevity, for now, happiness. You know, there's lots of things that play a role.
Do you think you now, you know, having a family, having a wife, having a daughter, it has like made you better in like dealing with the frustrations of football?
100%. Like I said to you, like I'm learning all the time, and I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I sometimes come home, I bring my frustration home to my wife. Let me not say it's normal, but like as an athlete, like you get so frustrated at times, you know, and you bring that frustration
you just want to come home and let it out.
You know what I mean? There's no one else. Who else is gonna listen to you? And
I'm sure your daughter like calms you down, because with kids they don't really care about your frustrations.
Nah, like like my daughter, I can shout at her now. 10 seconds, she's forgotten about it, and we best friends again, you know. But also like the partner that I've got, like like I couldn't have like chosen a better person to go through this journey of life with me. You know, it's that's why I say, you know what I mean. That's why I say, brother, I'm so grateful that God has given me this blessing and this journey, because my wife, like I'm hardly at home because of our schedule, and and also like my daughter, I had her a kid before getting married, and then
You have another
I
one
met
now.
my wife.
Yeah.
So for her to take on the role of being a mother, you know, but it's not your child, you know,
But
that was difficult, you know, for me, you know.
Yes,
But just getting someone who respects like my journey, my life, understands me, gets me, laughs at probably every joke that I say. So, but just it's the best person I've ever, and that's a mistake that we also tend to make as athletes.
As
you know,
athletes, yeah.
we always go for the last
It has to be
number,
beautiful.
last number. But that one is chowing our money, you know.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, we love and we learn.
You learn.
And for me, my wife is the most beautiful girl, but she brings so much stability into my life
100%.
and
That's
helps
what we
me
need.
and just grounds me. And you know, of course, we try and overdo things.
Yes.
But they bring us back in line and say,
You know,
hey, this is how you do it.
You're right about the stability thing, you know, it's important because our lives are, and especially yours, you've had so much more experience than me, but just seeing maybe how things can change quickly. You know, one day you're here, next day you get the call from your agent, you have to fly here. You know, anything can change, anything can happen anytime.
It's
you know
important
what I mean?
to have someone that like understands and supports.
Also, just one thing, Ray, you know, one thing about everybody that has spoken about you, know? From the guys at Nike that I used to work with, from Bongs, all those guys, right? One thing that they've always said about me is that what a father you are, what a great father you are.
Nah, I appreciate that.
And I can see what your daughter means to you. I can see it, no matter if it's through social media or the pictures you put on WhatsApp, whatever. I can see it, bro.
That is my world.
That you're
that
someone.
is my world. And you know, sometimes like it's difficult with your profession. We away so much, so we miss so much, bro. Like there's times where I see my daughter, maybe we go for 2 weeks, and when I see her again, like she's changed. Like she does different things.
She's
Yo,
like different words.
I promise you, it's eye-opening, and you're like, yo, she can do this, she can say this. And she teaches you so much. And yo, that's why I say and I look at you because whenever I said I'm so grateful, but yo, my journey is just, I'm so blessed, brother.
And I've heard this with like a lot of people that travel a lot, like mostly it would be, you know, sportsmen and entertainers. Like, has there ever been a time where you missed like a very important, you know, step in like your daughter's life or family or whatever? I know people that have missed the birth.
I know this. I know a few people as well, but like that is for me, like football. Yes, it pays. It's my job.
Yes,
it's what pays me. But you know, Coach Rolani even told us this, that there's more important things to life than just football.
100%.
Of course, we love football. It pays us, but there's more important, bro. My family is important to me. My family is very important, and you know that we can't mix that up. You know, but understanding that work is work, and when it's time to put in the shift, we do that. And when it's time to relax, downtime with the family, easy, we just do that.
I remember that Cristiano interview we did a few years ago where he said, I have millions, I have billions, I have everything that I ever wanted. But none of that matters without his family. Because his family is the most important thing.
100%, brother.
You can have all that in the world. And I even spoke to some of the other guys in the car, just saying, if your foundation is in family, everything else will flourish. Your foundation is in your spirituality, no matter what it is, you know, you'll flourish. And I think that's what we need, bro, as athletes. We need that stability, that mental clearness, the mental, you know.
And Reyaad, seeing how much your family means to you, right? You love your family. And you've also, I mean, during this conversation, spoken about security. And we all know how short of a career football is. Have you started thinking about how you'll be taking care of your family after this lucrative career?
I have to. I have a property portfolio that I'm starting with. That is a thing that I know.
Can you please tell us
say that again. Just say that again to the camera, bro.
Okay, so
need to hear that.
Okay, so I've got a property portfolio going. I've got 4 properties now on my name. 3 paid
Massive.
So that is an avenue that I've started with. But I don't also want to have my eggs in one basket. But I'm also aware that there is, I've been child also. There's been people that have come in with ideas, and because I'm a football player and I know nothing better, it's like, it's not that I know nothing better, it's just, again, we're starting from that minus. We know nothing, we don't know much. So people come with ideas. What do you think of this? You're like, you see the figures,
you know,
you don't read, you don't see any of this, but and then you make that mistake, you let go of money, the money gone. So now you must recover that money that you've missed, and it's business opportunity, and that's my mistake that I've made is getting excited for ideas. People give you some figures and you're like,
I mean,
there's people around like that. Every time, you know, as a football player, bro, you're always gonna get people here. We can make money for you. We can do this. Sign this deal. Just sign this piece of paper. You know those situations. Sign this deal. Promote this brand. Whatever. When you promote that brand, you should be getting paid. There's many times where people say, just promote it for me, do this.
100%.
Those guys are getting paid. The guys who got you the deal.
100%.
Those guys are getting paid, but we're not getting paid.
That's the thing, brother. And we should be, knowing that our careers are short, like we should be maximizing as much as we can now, while we can, you know. And that's why I say, like, I'm also learning now that my time is valuable. So if you are looking for my services, it comes with a fee.
For sure.
And that's how it works. You know, I'm a good guy, and of course, if I want to do something for free, I will do it for free. But also, like, at the end of my day, it's my time that you're using. So it comes with a fee, and I'm not ridiculous. I'm reasonable with that. You know, so. Like when you asked about the property, so there is a few like shares and stuff that I'm looking to go into, but I'm still learning that.
To do crypto. Definitely.
That now it's part of the shares thing, but I don't really know much about it. I'm still in the process of learning.
So it's a very difficult space.
It is, bro. It's very difficult, and like you just see all these abbreviations that you know nothing about, and I'm like,
do you dedicate time like in your day to like?
So
learn about those things?
now I'm starting to I'm starting to learn, because I knew nothing about it. I was like, this thing looks scary. It looks like gambling to me.
It is a lot like gambling.
I've heard people say it like gambling. So I'm not gonna go into something that I don't know. I'm going to do my research and figure out, okay, now this it works for me or it doesn't. But again, like I say, it's trial and error now. It's a bit of risk taking here, but it must make sense, you know. And like I say, I've been chowed before by
all
people
of us
that have come with ideas, you know,
chances.
and it's just for us to be a little bit more business-minded. Even if you need to go pay somebody, and that's what I've learned now. Even if you need to go pay a lawyer or go pay somebody to check over the fine prints that you now can't see, rather pay that extra bit of cash, and then for future references, you know.
So, like, how did you even get to property? Was it like the same trial and error thing, or?
You know, it's so crazy that when I signed for Chiefs, I'll never forget this day. There's this guy Abdullah. He's the accounts guy at Chiefs.
We see him often, right? We do see him.
And he said to me, my friend, you know, you're getting a good salary. But one thing I can tell you is, don't be like every other player. Do me a favor, pay your mom's house off. When you buy a car, buy a small, buy an entry level. You don't need to flash and shine. He's like, for who? Nobody. He's like, these other guys, they're making money. And they can afford to do that. I'm young. The first thing I wanted to do was buy myself a BMW. That was, it's my mindset, it's what I see.
Why was it influenced by like the parking lot when you walk in at
it's you feel, to be honest with you, I felt it. And lucky I didn't get sucked into that. My family, my mom and my dad taught me like for what? Why do you need to flash? Think about this thing long term. Your career is only short. Let's put things in place now that, okay, and also in that aspect, I've made bad decisions buying cars that like I shouldn't have. I've paid up cars that I sold, and I'm like, why? You know, but again, it's trial and error. We live and we learn. But also like I'm so hard on myself now. It's like you're wasting unnecessary money there. Like, do you need this?
You need, yeah.
My house is so full of things that I don't even use.
even need
But it's that urge to say, yeah, I want this thing. Okay, let me go get it. But it's
like I think your mentality is great because you're 30 years old now. I think for a goalkeeper, you still have like maybe more than 5 seasons in the top flight.
No, you never know.
Yeah.
These days you
how
can
you
do
look after
another
yourself
10,
is important.
10 seasons if you want.
God willing. Yeah,
I mean, you can still
Another 10
play up to
seasons.
like 40, and with this kind of mentality, I mean, I can imagine at like the 10th season where he would be on, like, you know, from a personal level,
Sure.
the things that you've, you know, accumulated and all of
Yeah,
that.
no, really, look, bro, you're one of the realest.
Nah, I appreciate it.
Always, throughout the years, you know.
Yeah.
When I joined Sundowns, sorry there. I was so happy to see him there.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, I knew, you know, his story and how much he meant to me.
Yeah.
And maybe today's the first day how he knows
told.
how
Yeah,
much
yeah, no,
he means to me
100%.
personally, right?
Yeah.
But just seeing you know, there's this thing of being a hybrid mentality, a hybrid athlete in your mentality, in your performance, everything. And I think that's like this culture that we're trying to create. Is
Sure.
in business, in finance, because we assets, we're
Sure.
businesses. You're a
100%.
business, Reyaad, you're a
100%.
business. You know, we're businesses. And to see your mentality towards your performance, mentality towards your family, your finances, bro, I mean, what more can I do, or any of us here, and even the viewers, what can they not take from this? You know what I mean? Guys can look here at Reyaad and say, he's a footballer, he has everything he wants. He told me he has more than 15 cups, more than 15 trophies, and yet he's still making his smart.
Still sharpening.
He hasn't
Still
lost his
sharpening
mind. He's not doing things that is out of character.
Yeah.
And for me, Reyaad is one of the most humble players that I respect. You know
He's
what
a
I mean?
great guy.
Nah, I'm humbled by that, and really, brother, what you've done, the setup you've got going on your next level, and I'm proud to be associated with you, gents, and you guys are
Your
taking
family,
this
dog,
to
you high press, dog. Yeah.
to high press. You guys are taking this to another level. So I appreciate it. I respect what you guys are doing, and just keep opening people's minds and eyes, because there's a broader and bigger picture to all of this. And brother, I know you. I've seen you come and I've seen you go here and there, and I question and I ask myself, but I'm here for you.
I will never give up, bro.
Whenever you need someone just for advice, I'm always here for you.
know.
And even just a shoulder to cry on, my G. I'm always here.
That's
if
love.
you need advice,
That's always love, bro.
I got you.
That's love, bro.
It's great hosting you,
My
man.
G.
And
Thank you very much.
that
Thank you so much, Reyaad.
Thank you so much,
Cheers.
brother.
That is the episode with Reyaad. You know, Reyaad is one of the best goalkeepers in this country, and I'll always stick by that. Even in that other interview I was saying, they asked me to name the best goalkeepers that I name with. I put Reyaad there, remember?
Yeah.
Number 1. Even though he shouted me ugly that other but I'll forgive him for that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the episode with Reyaad. You know, Reyaad is a big bro to me. He'll always remain a big bro. I just want to thank the guys here at Pixel Nation Studios. You know, the setup that they've given us is amazing. The belief that they have in us in order to bring this project and this idea is amazing. This idea to life is amazing, you know. We're going to do a lot of big things. We're changing the platforms for the athletes in this country. We're going to make people realize that the athletes in this country are assets, and you know, we're going to create this culture, this athletic culture. I just want to thank the people from Halogen International who've styled our set. I want to thank the people at the Grand Living who've also styled our set and provided furniture for us. You know, none of this is possible without our, you know, partners. You know, we're going on to bigger and better things. And yeah, man, it's fantastic. Follow us at High Press Talk. Like, comment, subscribe. And follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. That's a wrap, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, thank you so much, bro.
Man,
Thank you so much, G.
that was a top one.
Nah,
It was really good. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Wow.
Enjoy that.
Nah, that was
These
fresh.
things just
That
keep
was
getting
fresh.
better, man.
And it's just
They
gonna keep going.
getting
Now you're gonna
better.
start
Yeah.
learning more, listening to other Gen stories.
Yes. And you know the one thing that I